Okay, hopefully you took a break and got your mind all set for this next step. And what I did when I first learned this is after I learned how to solve the cross the first time, I scrambled it and I did it again, and I scrambled it and I did it again. I did this until I was really comfortable with doing this cross, and then after that I went on to the next step. Now the next step is getting these corners. And in the very first video, I explained how to change the orientation of the corners, and we're going to use that to solve these corner pieces. It's actually very easy. It's a simplistic method. Then I'm going to follow it up with a more intuitive method that might help. But the surefire way is to do the original method. I'm going to show you that in a second. The first thing we need to do is obviously the possibilities that you're going to have is that you're going to have greens already in the corners, and they may or may not be right, or they're going to be at the bottom corners. It's the only places that they can be. Obviously they're corners. And in this case I do have a couple greens that are up here, which is fine. Then I got some greens down here, which is fine. Now when you first start off learning how to solve this thing, you may run into this thing where all four corners, all four greens are already up here, but they're in the wrong spot, and it's going to be a little confusing. But what you're going to have to do is pretend that they're not there, and you're going to need to swap them out. But you just use the same algorithm to change it. So, for example, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the bottom row, and if you have a green, hopefully you do, you're going to look at the three colors. Here's one, which is green, white, and orange. So obviously we know the green's on the top, so we're looking for the other two colors. And that's one of the reasons why you always want to start off using the same color as your bottom, because it just helps remembering what you have to do. So green, and then we have white, and we have orange. And the way I do is I take this corner, remember this is going to be our top, and I point it at me, and I know that this piece needs to be in between white and orange. And if you point the cube at you, you can see the two colors. So in this case we have red and white. Well, we don't want it up here because it's not right. So we're going to rotate just the top two. So now we have white and orange. Now obviously green is the top. And there's the piece that we need. We need this piece up here, and then we're good to go. So as you can tell, there's a green piece up here, which is good, because if you don't have any green pieces in the bottom corners, you're going to want to do this anyway, because it's going to remove this green piece, take it out, and you'll be able to use it later. So let's go back to the first algorithm that we learned, which is right inverted, down inverted, right down. So right inverted, down inverted, right down. As you can tell, the green piece is up here, and we were lucky enough to have it fall in the right orientation. Now chances are if you do that the first time, it's not going to be right. All you got to do is continue doing it just like you did before until it's right. And hopefully on the next example that'll happen, because that was a lucky chance. So let's look at this other possibility. Now one way to know whether it's going to take you one set of moves or four set of moves, which is the maximum, is the orientation of where the green is. When the green's in the bottom, it's going to take the longest amount of moves to get it back, because in the green it's going to start off, it's going to pop up here, but it's going to be wrong. You're going to do it again, it's going to go down and back up, it's going to be over here, do it again, it's going to go back up, then it'll be right. In this case, where the green was, it only took one move. So there's three possibilities, three different lengths, but doing the same move will get the cube up there in the correct spot eventually. So let's try again. So we're looking at the bottom, green, yellow, red. Okay, so we're going to rotate the top till we see yellow and red. There's yellow and there's red. Alright, keep the corner always to your right when working with this. So green, yellow, red needs to be up here, which is green, yellow, red. And like I mentioned before, we're going to do right inverted, down inverted, right, down. It's up here. Notice now the green's on the right side. It's not right, so we're going to do it again. Right inverted, down inverted, right, down. Brings the piece down there. So you have to do it again. Right inverted, down inverted, right, down. Brings it up. And it's in the correct spot, correct orientation. Okay? That's basically it. That's the basic, for memorization, that's the best way to get this piece up here if you want to learn that. Now what we're going to do is I have my own algorithm. Basically, it's very intuitive to get this piece from down here to up here in very shortest amount of moves, no matter what orientation the green is on the bottom. And that'll be in the next video.